Before we start, we would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're recording on. For me, that's the Wangaburra clan.
And for me, it's the Wurundjeri peoples. Stop smelling your armpits while I'm talking.
Oh, I could smell something weird.
It's your attitude.
You know what we want to talk about today?
Yeah, go on.
One of my favourite words of all time, pubes. Pubic hair, pubes.
Puby. That's your dog's name, Puby?
Yeah, my dog's name's Ruby, but we also call her Puby. We call her Pube. We call her pubic hair. We call her Pubin. The names are truly endless.
True. And you met a guy recently and his name was Ruben. You tried to make Pubin a thing and I absolutely vetoed that because we have Puby. We have our own little pubis.
We don't need another pube in our life.
We don't.
We've got enough pubes. But it got us thinking about pubic hair and a lot of the male variety of human.
Yeah.
Can't speak for all, just some I've been with and conversation-wise.
Yeah.
Why they love so much pubic hair not being there.
Yeah, it's a trend. Like, honestly, it's a trend. Or
You're a sicko.
yes, sick person who likes the look of a hairless. You know what? 70s, we were still full bush. Everything before that was still full bush. So this is 30 years old, this trend. And it went slowly. It went from 70s full bush to the 80s. Now, I was in the 80s when I started to get pubic hair. And by the late 80s, we were being encouraged by marketing to shave our bikini line. Okay, you were not to ever see hair coming out, but full bush in there still, okay?
Yeah.
And then the 90s came the Brazilian. And that was a strip of hair. The noughties brought complete hairlessness as a trend, and that's where we still are today.
People love it.
And I think we're still there because of porn.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you look at old porn and it's so much sexier because there's a naturalness about it. The breasts are natural, the pubic hair's natural, all that kind of thing. And then nowadays you can talk to some men. And this happened to me. I was with a guy for a while and I just kept getting rid of my hair thinking that's what he wanted. And then I finally found out that he loves it. And I'm like, why didn't you say something? Because I don't want to get rid of that if I don't have to. I don't need ingrown hairs. I don't need itching. And I don't need, no, that is a whole level of pain no women needs. If you want it, go for it. If you and this is a whole other, patriarchal thing. I'm doing it for him. And he didn't even want it. It's how miscommunicative we were.
What the shit?
So it's funny because there are men out there who really do like pubic hair and they don't want to admit it because of the trend, because of porn. And yet if you go and have a look at their browser history, I sneak into men's houses all the time and check their browser history.
You would, you sicker.
What are they typing in? Full bush, older woman.
Full bush, lives in Melbourne, loves dogs.
Fabulously large.
That's in their browsers. You just start leaving it in all men's browsers. Their wives are like, what the how did this happen?
I'm saving them, those wives that don't have to shave anymore. What do you think of pubic hair?
Like I said, I love the word. Look, I've got a story about
That's it. The end. Goodbye.
I personally, and I don't know if it's just because it's been conditioned in me now and I don't know any better. Obviously, as you get older, you do a lot of work being like, wait, do I really like that? Or is it so like in my psyche now, in my realm, that I don't know any better? A lot of undoing. But I personally don't care for pubes only because I've been shaving for so long now, or I got laser hair but then stopped. It's so like if I let it grow, I can't get past that super itchy stage because I will scratch so much that it's unbearable. So I often will just shave the top part. Remember how we've spoken about this? And then leave like the bottom.
Yeah, because I would only shave the bottom part.
So it's like a
And
mullet.
you only shave the top part. So we were like a jigsaw puzzle. If you put it together, it would finally be a complete vagina. But apart, we are like a mullet or a goatee. You're a
I'm a
goatee.
goatee. It's like business on top, party down the bottom. And it's just like,
See, I was party up the top, business down the bottom.
that's sad because like if I'm having sex though, I will get rid of it all just because like I've been told that,
Yeah.
you know, and plus I feel more comfortable because like my noobs, I also call pubes noobs. My noobs can get like out of control.
Most people's can. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you do. I gave up shaving a long time ago and I'm really glad that I did. And
I've seen your pubes.
Have ya?
Of course I have. Yours are really wispy and mine are really like clumpy together. Like I've got
Yeah.
heaps, whereas yours are like wispy pubes.
They're just like the hairs on our head. I have really thin baby hair and you have
Oh my
really
God, and
thick
mine's-
curly hair. So
I do.
and that's
so
and
thick.
mine's really straight. So my pubes are straight.
Yours is straight, yes.
They're not straight, but maybe they are and they just get clumped up in my undies. So it's like I've set them. Like I've been to the salon and they've been set.
I've set my pubes for this occasion.
I love it. Sometimes I plait them, platypus, and then sometimes
You probably could plait your pubes.
Yeah, I could. I remember seeing my mother's pubes, and mine are now exactly the same as hers, but I don't let them get as long as hers. Like hers were like a long, you know, girl's hair. It was weird. And mine, I trim mine to be neat for myself.
So what is it called? You still groom, you just like you'll trim your quim.
I trim them because if they get long, then they get wee in them. Which see, pubic hair is there and it goes the way it's supposed to go for your urine. That's the whole reason that it was there because we never used to wear clothes. So it goes straight, like it goes into
It's like a
tip at the
coil.
end, right? So you would be able to direct because when you don't, and everyone listening knows exactly what I'm going to say. When you get rid of all of your hair and, you know, when you first do it and then you go to the toilet and you just piss everywhere. You know, it goes everywhere.
When you get rid of your noobs.
When you first get rid of all of your pubes, you've got absolutely no hair there. Like that day you go to the toilet and your piss is all over the toilet. Like not all over the outside of the toilet, all over and it's all over the bowl. Like it's everywhere. Yeah, once your hair starts to grow back because of the way it grows and it's in a direction.
Love that.
That's there for your urine it points it somewhere.
You always know such uselessly good facts.
I know, I do. And I love historical facts. Like, you know, for the longest time, we never wore underwear. Even when we started wearing clothes, we still didn't wear underwear. And where you would urinate would be just, you know, on the street or, you know, whatever. So you would stand and you would just wee and you would be fine. You'd jiggle and walk away, you know.
Gone are the days.
And that's why you needed your hair there and everything. Your hair is hair in your armpits, hair on your legs. It's all there for a reason, and it's amazing how much damage we're doing to our ourselves, and you know, allowing things in that shouldn't be getting in, like especially bacteria and things like that. You know, in pubic hair, if you take it away, there's no barrier. Your undies are your barrier. So there's a lot of things that get up in your when you got no hair there.
In your little nunky nunk.
You know, when you go swimming, especially like swimming in the ocean after a really big storm, you know, you can get your ear infections and things because you don't have all these hairs in your ears, and you can get things in your dunny.
You really can.
You don't have your hair. So anyway, each to their own.
To each their own. I feel like if you like to I still get rid of my hair.
Tui chazon.
There's no judgment. I still do it when I'm sleeping with somebody, but I'll often just only shave the top if I'm not because like, can they be bothered? But I remember the first time I started to shave my pubes, right? I was 13 years old because I moved to this neighborhood where like I used to live in this place called Budrum where it's like almost like gated. Well, it wasn't a gated community. My dad had like a massive gate. And then we moved to Alexandra Headland, which was like more in town, and like boys all of a sudden, you know, were like around because I was in high school on the street, not like in my house. Anyway, we moved.
Street.
Yeah, I was no, I wasn't. No shame in anyone's game. I was a baby prostitute. No, and then we moved across the road from these dudes that were like older than me. And one of the questions he asked me was, me and my girlfriends, when we just moved across the road, he was like, do you girls shave? And I was like, shave? I was like, Mum wouldn't even let me shave my legs yet. I only just turned 13. Like I was still a child. I was like, yeah, I shave my legs. And he was like, no, do you shave I think they called it pussy, of course. Do you shave your pussy? And I was like, pussy? Like I've never really referred to my vagina as a pussy.
Pussy? I don't even have a cat. Oh.
I'm a child.
Oh,
and
God.
then and he's like, oh, yuck, girls that don't shave their vaginas are disgusting. So then I started shaving my vagina at 13 because a boy told me to.
Because it's disgusting if you don't.
Yeah, so I thought I was disgusting, and I went in there and I asked like Mum for a razor to shave my legs, but really I was shaving my vagina hair because a boy told me guys wouldn't touch your vagina, and I thought that I'd wanted my vagina to be touched at some stage of my life unless it was shaved.
God, so sad. The origins of shaving our bodies at all, it actually has really awful history and backstory and everything. Like the white women that would do it to differentiate themselves in a class way from savages, women who of color were like animals. So you know, white women would take their hair away really easily, and it was a really big marketed thing. Like not
Wait.
Yeah, it's hideous. It's a hideous.
Is it really like a Western thing to shave your pubes, like a real white thing?
Not anymore.
No, but was it?
Yes, it was. It was a class thing, and you know, to get rid of your leg hair and your pubes and everything, like it really differentiated white women from women of color, and that's why women of color are some of the biggest shavers of their body. It's the same as when they started to straighten their hair, because you know, to have nappy hair or anything, you weren't treated. You had to be as white as possible.
Oh my God.
So that's another reason I don't shave. It's just like, you. You know, this is my hair, and why? Why is it so offensive to see hair in my armpit next to a man on the beach who has hair in his
hairy
armpits,
everything,
hair on my nipples, when there's a man next to me who has an entire chest.
Yeah.
And he might have bigger tits than me.
Definitely me.
Like what? It's got to, just for me, I just do my own little protest, you know, like anyone that has hair, I just go, leave it. It looks white. It doesn't look any different. But as a man, if you want to get rid of your hair, please do, because some men do. You know what really grosses me out though? Men who get rid of their pubic hair, like bald.
I've been with quite a few men that do that.
A lot of men do it these days. I don't like it.
I think they think it makes their schlong bigger, look bigger.
Yeah, when they groom it and, you know, get less hair, like there's a mirage or whatever you call it, like it's an optical illusion. It does make your penis look a bit bigger, but that shaving off so you just see a bald, that is so disturbing. It is as disturbing as women shave, like walking around looking like 8-year-old girls. It's an 8-year-old boy. It's like, oh, what? And it's always really white. There's no sun there.
Really? I don't reckon. I reckon guys' penises are always darker than their body parts.
No, the fupa.
Oh, yeah, that's white. Yeah.
What would you call that on a man? Whatever that is, that's white. I don't like it.
I don't like it. All right, enough about talking about pubes. I've got something a little bit more serious on the agenda. We have a an email from a listener, and it goes a little something like this. I went out on the weekend, first COVID jaunt back into bars and the dating cesspool. Anywho, ended up with a fella back at mine having some adult exercising fun. Agreed on use of the baby divider, in brackets, condom. However, when he finished, I got up to use the bathroom and noticed it was on the floor and he had taken it off, early. I didn't know what to do, so didn't really make a huge deal of it, but said, hey, why did you take it off? And he just said, it felt better without it.
Without it. Oh, of course he did.
I'm really safe with that kind of stuff. And the next day I had the morning after pill and now requiring an STI check. This makes me so cross. But I just kind of feel really weird about it. I have since learned it's a whole thing called stealthing. It's weird. I think as females, we put our experience into the good category and the, that was wrong category. But I don't know where to fit this in my psyche. I'm probably just overthinking it, but I haven't even mentioned it to my closest gal pals because I just feel so weird about it. And rightly so, you should feel weird about it because that, my friend, is f***ed up. And in some countries, I don't know here, I think in the UK, that's a kind of rape.
Yeah, it's illegal here to do that. It's the bill's still being passed, but yes, stealthing is now become a criminal act. And the UK, it is, or a criminal act completely. For us, well, I know for the Victorian legislator is likely to follow in the footsteps in 2022 of the ACT, where stealthing is being specifically outlawed under the Crimes Amendment Act of 2021, because it happens so often. And it is basically having sex with you without consent of giving you an STI or an unwanted pregnancy. An STI is not just something that, as we all think, you just go and get creams for, and you do, but chlamydia is, can take people's lives. There's certain things, if you don't know you have them, can make you infertile. Talk to your girlfriends about it and know that something that's happened to you is akin to rape. Like, he has done something without your consent and it is not okay. And everyone listening, we've got to outlaw this shit because it is it's not just fucked, it's illegal and it's got to stop, absolutely got to stop. That whole, oh my God, it makes my blood boil. That whole, it feels better without it.
Yeah. The thought that they can think just because it feels better for them and they're not even considering for a second the fact that you are the one that has to take the morning after pill and pay for it. You are the one that has to go and take an STI check because, let's face it, he probably won't because he's out there taking his dom-dom off whenever he sees fit without asking bulk other women probably. If either of those things come back positive, then you then have to pay for treatment for both of those things because best believe he's not paying for that treatment either. If you have to have an abortion, then the therapy that you have to get from that because you didn't plan on this happening. And also the STIs, some of them can be so detrimental to your mental and physical health and can cause such damage, like Yvie was saying, all because it feels better for him. Number one, that's so selfish. It's so selfish. Go stick your dick in like something then that doesn't have a voice or like a hole. You know what I mean? Like that's a human being.
You've got a hand, use it.
It makes me so livid.
Me too. Condoms are so advanced these days. They are so thin. Like off, it feels better without it. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know it's on.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, just
grow up.
Grow up. Yeah, you're getting sex. Be happy about
You're
it.
so lucky.
Have some respect. Because it can't just be men doing it to women. Men must be doing it to men as well.
Oh, 100%. We can only speak for this one listener that sent in the email, but I'm sure it happens all the time. And if you are too afraid to say it to your girlfriends because they're going to go, oh yeah, whatever, that happens to me all the time, that doesn't mean that it's right. You are not a diva or a drama queen because you don't want some freaking random ass dude or even a dude you know to take off a condom without you knowing.
Yeah.
That is no. That is 100% no. And I can't believe it's 2022 and it's only just becoming illegal now. To me, that is rapey.
It is.
Because you didn't agree on that. They've put something on you. that you didn't agree on.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yes. I've had something like that. And I've also had a partner record me without me knowing too. And I saw it and I was like, stop doing that. And they didn't stop. It's so bad. Like, don't take your condom off. Don't film people without them knowing.
We need to talk about this a lot more often. It's happened to me and I laughed it off at the time. But since, I've, read a lot about it and seen seen interviews and things like that, like just how bad it can be because it's rife. It's happening all the time. It's so disrespectful.
It's completely disrespectful and you're allowed to feel upset about it and talk about it because the more we talk about it, the more men can stop doing it.
Yeah.
Because that ain't right.
It ain't right.
Holy Marcella, did we tick off some absolute uncut gems today, girlfriend?
I'd like uncut gems. All surrounding the Nether Regions. We should call this episode The Nether Regions.
I would like that. It's good. Thank you for joining us on our episode of The Nether Regions. The way you said it, The Nether Regions.
The Nether Regions.
We'll be back next week for another episode that might not involve the Nether Regions, but it could.
Next week, we're going to do Above the Nether Regions.
That's our new thing.
We're going to talk about Above the Nether Regions. So please tune in next week.
Thank you for joining us.
Have the day
you deserve.